since we last met, we've had a couple of teams get eliminated. Did you know this might be news to you? Did you know that the Pelicans and the Thunder played a series?
I did. I
I
heard
don't
about
think
that.
you can't convince me this actually happened. Like, I think I
Yeah,
saw. I
I
remember
saw a
it
couple
being on my.
highlights.
I remember seeing it on my TV at some points,
Yep.
but like, I think somebody put it like this was like the least competitive series in a very long time. like
Yeah,
it was
I heard
just
the Thunder
so.
just steamrolled.
Well, I mean, you don't have Zion if you're the Pels. I'm pretty sure Brandon Ingram wasn't playing either.
He played, I
Like,
think, the last or he played a couple games,
right, and it's like
or
those
like
are
one or
1 and 2,
two.
right? Like of your team. So yeah, it was a long shot for the Pels, and y- I don't want to say like I don't want to say that the Pelicans are like in the worst spot ever, but it's also like
They're in
you've had
that spot.
Zion now for like what is it? It's been like 6 years, like since he got drafted,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
like he either can't stay healthy, or when he is healthy, it's like he's just not there. Like I don't know what you do for
Yeah.
the Pels. Like I know that they're
They're in a tough
I
spot.
think Brandon Ingram is in a contract year. You got to think they might be interested in trading him.
Yeah.
Like it's rough. It's rough. But the other team that got eliminated as well is one team that I do want to focus on, and it's
Mm.
the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix
Yes.
Suns get swept to the Timberwolves in
Deserved.
one of the more cathartic series. And there was a quote, and we were talking about this pre-show.
Yep.
This bothers me to no end. Kevin Durant,
This is true. I've
quote,
heard him say that.
yeah, Kevin Durant, quote, never felt comfortable with role in Vogel's Suns offense.
Now, Mike, let me
Mm-hmm.
ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
How many times did you see KD go into isolation?
A few times. At
Just a
least
few.
1, 2, or 3, or 5. A lot.
Or a lot.
He
Mm-hmm.
put up a lot of points.
He did. Yeah.
But like, this is your making. Like, this is what you did. Like, you come in and like every time you go to a team, you want to play general manager, you want to run the show. You say,
And it
I
doesn't
want
work.
my boy Bradley Beal. They go get Bradley Beal, and Bradley Beal becomes like a redwood, as in he doesn't move throughout that entire that elimination game from Bradley Beal after him saying, I don't ever get swept. I've never been swept. It's like, maybe you should have been swept earlier in your career, because
Maybe.
if this is you
Feel
trying to
free to humble
prevent being
yourself.
swept, I'd hate to know what you not trying is, because 8
Yeah.
points and then getting fouled out like earlier in the game is
Yeah.
pathetic. And then to hear Kevin Durant say this, not like this is the type of stuff that grinds my gears when players, when they lose, it's sour grapes about everything else other than their own performance. It's, oh, I didn't even like the coaching staff. Oh, my teammates wouldn't listen to me. Oh,
Yep.
they weren't, the crowd was too loud. Like all this nonsense. It's like, dude, everywhere you've been outside of Golden State,
You haven't
you've
done anything.
lost.
You haven't
And
done
it's
anything.
been blowing leads like you did at OKC, up 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals, or Game 7 with the Nets, where you had the game won, and 1 foot on the line, too bad, so sad. And then now with this, where like every time, and then even last year when they get destroyed again, like it's like it's you. Like he's like James Harden if James Harden won titles. Like it's like
Yep.
you just keep moving, expecting everything as
Something
everybody
to be
else's
different.
problem.
Yep.
It's so aggravating. I don't get it. Like, why are you like this way? Why are you this way, Kevin Durant? Why? Explain it.
We
Somebody.
should ask him.
Yeah, we should. Maybe he'll come on the show.
Maybe. Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
after me calling him a problem.
Yep.
At least
He doesn't
I
like
didn't
that.
curse at him. I didn't say
That's
anything
true.
nasty.
This is
But
true.
it's like, I just don't like, and Devin Booker, like he inspires nothing. Like he does not inspire no. And I think I went into this season like your core 3 of Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal to me was like 3 guys that are like infamous for being unreliable when they are the ones that are helming the ship, right? Like
Yep.
Devin Booker and the Suns didn't do anything until Chris Paul, the vet and the future Hall of Famer, came in and set the standard, right? And then Kevin Durant comes in, who is another one of these guys who's never done anything of note. And Bradley Beal,
Also,
has the guy played a meaningful game in most of his career? Pretty much no.
maybe a game with John Wall, but that was it.
I forgot about John Wall. I forgot he existed. Is he still in the league?
I don't. Maybe.
Right. Well, then again, I was news to me that Rajon Rondo was still in the league. I couldn't when I saw I was like, I thought he retired like 10 years ago. I thought he
Nope.
retired with Kevin Garnett.
Nope. He
Goodness
just retired.
gracious. But I don't get it at all. Like Kevin Durant,
I don't know.
just stop. Just stop. Because you know what's worse is that I know that inevitably the Clippers are going to do the same sort of thing. They're just going to lose that series. I don't know if they're going to lose the series to the Mavs exactly, but I know they're going to probably lose their series at some point. And James Harden is going to do the same damn thing that Kevin Durant does. It's like I know they played on the same team for a very long time, and obviously they played with the Nets together. It's like they're like cut from the same cloth. Where
They kind of are, yeah.
These NBA players who just put up a bunch of stats, who are 3-point shooters, and they're not team guys. They're not the guy that you put in as like
run this team.
Yeah, run it. Like Charles Barkley put it the best. It's like you ride the bus. You can't drive the bus.
They don't drive
the
bus.
It's like time and time again, Kevin Durant, James Harden, all these kind of guys, they're bus riders. And there's nothing wrong with being a bus rider. Plenty of guys are Hall of Famers that are bus riders. Scottie Pippen was a bus rider, even to an extent, Dennis Rodman was a bus rider, right? Like
he's a rebound rider.
Well, sure. Like it was like you were never like, let's put
they
all of our hope into. Yeah, right. It's like somebody took over as the leader, whether not necessarily even from a statistical standpoint, because I know some people will say like, oh, well, Kevin Durant won Finals MVP. It's like, yeah, I mean, again, it's like choosing to defend Steph Curry or Klay Thompson from the three, or Kevin Durant, and they opted to leave Kevin.
Yep.
So good job.
There you go.
But another thing we had to mention, of course, is the Lakers. They avoid the sweep, but they still lose.
Gentleman's sweep.
Immediate thoughts on the Lakers as a team?
I don't know where they go, to be quite honest. I know they're going to fire Darvin Ham. They have to. If they don't, I don't know. But then as far as their players go, yeah, there you go. As far as their players go, I mean, they're all like, they don't really have young guys minus Austin Reeves, I think. He's not that young technically either.
Yeah, no, and I mean, as an Austin Reeves hater myself,
if
Austin Reeves is your like young core, your future,
you're done.
It's not looking good. Okay, it's not looking good.
I don't think so. But yeah, I honestly have no idea where they're gonna go. I think that it's gonna be based on what the GM.
What the GM? The decision, lay decision,
lay GM.
Like I just every time that like LeBron seems like
he's just getting old.
Like it seems like he's either like he wants to leave or like he just likes to control the narrative, right? Like so it's not so much that he's like, I've already made a decision. It's like, well, I might, and if you pay me, then maybe I'll stay. Should I stay or should I go? I don't. It's like, I don't know that that's really a good relationship to have with a team. And look, LeBron has done this his whole career. He did it in Cleveland, and obviously he leaves Cleveland. He goes to Miami, goes back to Cleveland. He did it when he left Cleveland the second time. Like, he'll do this thing where, like, by the time he's done with a team, that team is down bad, right? Like, it took the Cavs like half a decade to get back into the playoffs, right? Yep. And I don't even know if they're sustainable right now because I don't know what the deal with Donovan Mitchell is. And we'll talk about that series for a little bit because we might have a actual really good series on our hand there. But like on the other side of it, the Nuggets, like they were down every single half of that game of that series, and then they won in 5 games.
Yeah,
like that. The series between the Nuggets and the Timberwolves is going to be must-see TV. If you don't watch the NBA,
it's going to be a good series.
At least try to catch some of these games because you got Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray. It's one of those things where this is where the NBA is at its best. Like, those are two teams that they were down bad for a very long time. They built, they developed, they got their own guys. Murray, that's their guy. Jokic, that's their guy. Porter Jr., that's their guy. And then they supplement with your KCPs of the world, and the same thing with the Timberwolves, right? They bring in Rudy Gobert. I remember at the time, people were like, what are the Wolves doing? Mm-hmm. Nobody's laughing at the Wolves now. I'll say that.
Nope.
But, as far as the Lakers go, it's like, I like some of the individual players, but it's like the leaders of it, and this is no disrespect necessarily to LeBron. It's like he's kind of in his own world at this point. Like he no longer is like, I don't think there is that drive that he used to have
and
to really go out and win a title. Like late 2010s LeBron, this ain't him.
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say there's a quote that I saw, I think something about how he was talking about family is important to him now or something. He's 30.
Yeah.
What is he now? 39?
39 years old, I believe.
That's
insane. Eventually it's like, you don't want to have walking problems, right? Like eventually you tear your ACL,
you're done.
At age 39, it's not like it's going to recover like you would have when you're 24.
Yeah, and so I don't know. I think it's just and it's weird because you don't want to say age is catching up with him because he's still
still really good.
He's still really good, but it's just I
think it's the drive. I think it's he can do it, but eventually it does kind of weigh on you.
Yeah, his breaking point of still trying to push a team is it's down. He's had to do it in Cleveland. Yeah. He had to do it in 2020. Well, I mean, AD
he did it a little bit in 2020.
Him and AD kind of were better,
Yeah,
and AD was better. And not injured.
That and the Heat also were dealing with a lot of injuries.
And the Heat did not.
It was a weird series. I'm not gonna. It's not his fault. Somebody had to win that tournament, so it just happened to be them.
So nonetheless, I mean, I still think he is a great player and one of the best ever. Yeah. But at 39 years old,
eventually it's he kind of done it all, right? He doesn't. He's not going to win another MVP, right?
No,
he's going to make another All-Star game.
Guaranteed.
I don't think it's possible for. Yeah, really. I mean, great. You exceeded the latest assist, title. Okay, cool. I think at this point it's well, I guess if the Lakers take Bronny, he'll play another year.
He'll be back, but that's it.
But at that point, it's he probably he's talking about he wants to go into ownership or management of some kind, and okay, sure. I mean. I don't know. In my mind, it might not be wise to do that because we saw what happened when Michael Jordan took that route. Because a lot of times you might be good at something, but that doesn't mean you're good at everything.
No.
So
and usually the guys who have played, they have just such a different mindset than guys who haven't.
Right.
Business and just
right. And sometimes they're just not good scouts. It just makes sense. You don't watch as much because you're practicing and you're conditioning and all that stuff. But anyway, hey there, what you just watched was actually a clip from a larger show that we do every Tuesday night. What are you doing Tuesday night? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the like button so that you don't miss out on any more of our weekly shows every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you there.